Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Nick Mitchell, and tonight I'm really excited for the world premiere of season two of Tripping with Baiwei. Would you like to introduce
Mhm.
yourself, my co-host?
Hey guys, my name is Max. I am the head of the US branch for FXG. Stoked to be here and stoked to watch this for actually the first time right along with you guys.
Cool. And before we introduce Baiwei, the man of the hour, I thought we had another co-host. Let's see, he should be here somewhere. Oh my
That's
goodness,
me on.
everybody, look behind you. Look behind you. What's that? Is it a
Whoa!
bird? Is it a plane? Is it a man on a
Whoa!
chair?
No!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
All right.
Hey,
Okay, wow, way to make an entrance. Way to make an entrance.
what's up? How you
Excellent. Good to
doing,
see you.
Nick?
Good to see you. And would you like to introduce
It's good to
yourself?
see you. I'm Chris Madsen, and by day I'm business developer for
Beautiful.
immersive VR education, and by night I'm galanting around the metaverse.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have
On
you.
the chair.
Awesome. And now the man of the hour, tripping with Baiwei, star Baiwei himself. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Baiwei, also known as Wiesław Borkowski, from Poland. I'm an art director at FXG and currently wandering the world, filming Tripping with Baiwei.
Awesome. Cool. So, yeah, we're going to jump into it. We got two episodes to show everybody tonight. But before we go into the first episode, do you want to talk a little bit about it, Baiwei?
Yep. So first episode is Nepal, one of the favorite places that I've visited during my travels. A lot
Why?
of lot of why? Um, Depth, history, culture. I'm an artist, so I'm trying to inspire myself all the time. And Nepal was one of these places that was just bombarding me with culture, with arts all the time. Um, my background is traditional Chinese painting, but I'm also really interested in calligraphy. That's why just being able to watch um, signs in in foreign languages, and especially Nepalese, is just very inspiring for me. And you're gonna see in the beginning, at the beginning of the video, most of the titles I designed myself, and they always get some of the part of the culture of the place I filmed into the title.
And that's awesome. And after the original intro title, there's kind of a weird artistic scene. Everybody's about to see it in a minute, but do you want to say how you made that?
Yeah, so we were trying to figure out how to illustrate a legend from the very beginning of the video, and I thought, well, let's try some VR art, and we find a way to make it into animation, which turned out pretty nice. I'm excited to show it to you.
Cool. Yeah. So just a little bit more about that process. Baiwei painted this legend, different scenes from the legend, kind of keyframes of it in Tilt Brush in VR, and then we put
Mm.
it into After Effects using kind of mesh like effects to visualize it, and then to transfer from keyframe to keyframe as an animation from his VR art pieces. So you're all about to see that.
Cool.
Cool. Anything else to add before we jump in, Byway?
Yep, just enjoy.
All
Really
right.
Awesome.
excited to
Cool.
be watching it for the first time with you all.
And yeah, so for everybody here, Chris, do you want to tell us just about what's going to happen?
Yeah, so we're going to teleport the entire audience over to our 360 theater, and we're going to dive right in. Now, I do have a question for us, though, that we need to make a decision on before we jump into the theater. We have an experimental 4K build, which really shows off the video super nice, or we can do with the traditional resolution. One of my concerns is maybe we can't all keep up with the 4K, but it might be worth trying just for a few seconds, and we can survey the crowd to see how it's working for them. If it's not working, maybe we can pop back to a lower resolution.
Yeah, I'd say let's give it a try. Shoot for the stars, and if you fail, start lower. Look at Bobby. He's shooting for the stars.
Does Bobby have a question for us here? Bobby, where are you? There you are, my man. You are live.
I was just shooting for the stars.
I knew it.
He
I totally knew it.
was. All right.
Awesome.
Well, let's head on over to the 360 room, guys. Here we go. Hey, John. Good to see you. All right, everybody. So I've got this set up now for the 4K video, and I'll go ahead and get this video started. I'll let it run for about 10 seconds through the intro. I'll pause it real quick, and I'll take a quick survey, and we'll go from there. Here we go. Okay. And how is that all running for everybody? Show of hands if there's any problems seeing the video. Is there any problems? Okay, I think we're good for 4K.
Wonderful.
All right, here we go.
And by the way, you can feel free to make any comments or anything as we go through the video. And I'll also say this scene is completely made in CGI. Most of the videos filmed, but this one was made in 3D Max, not in Tilt-Brush.
在这里，我听到了一个神话传说。很久以前，这里是一片湖泽，后来湖里长出了一朵会发光的莲花，莲花里面是一尊能自体发光的大梵天佛像。而湖水流泻后，小岛变成了山，湖底变成了富饶的土地，一切都如这个传说里的预言那般，使得尼泊尔更添了几分神秘感。而这座山也被赋予了一个很好听的名字——斯瓦扬布。几乎每一个神圣的地方都会有着一段带着传奇色彩的故事，而这些传说的背后凝结起来的东西，往往都关乎于宗教，关乎于信仰。带着对这个神话传说的好奇与敬畏，我来到了斯瓦扬布。
Oh, monkeys.
Did that one attack you?
Yes, I was attacked.
山脚的小屋里有个转经筒在悠悠地转着。
Maybe they noticed me filming. 往上一段路程，我碰见了好些游客，萍水相逢，却又热情温暖。山顶上精美的斯瓦扬布寺，随风飞扬的经幡，虔诚的佛教信徒，无一不彰显着这里浓厚的宗教氛围。
Hello there. These letters are around you. What are these? It's like you. They used to write their songs. Thank you.
The monkey really sketched me out later. I was trying to keep away from them.
从山上下来，坐上公交车，听着当地人的热切闲聊，
Yeah, you never
看着
know.
车
They,
上的活鸡活鸭、
they
蔬菜
use
贝类，
that camera.
就觉得自己仿佛并不是在一个城市的公交车里，而是在一条山间小道上，身边尽是淳朴自然，只觉无比亲切。加德满都的杜巴广场，精美的寺庙、宫殿，让人目不暇接。红黑的色调庄严大气，可以想象鼎盛时期有多么的辉煌。有幸在巴格马蒂河边上观看了一场火葬仪式。逝者的亲人将其火化后，把骨灰撒到河里。我觉得这种习俗除了有对逝者的尊敬，更带着一种对于死亡的亲近。这趟旅程的最后一站，我选择了去攀登喜马拉雅山脉的布恩山。这是一座海拔3400米左右的大山。踩过落叶，趟过小河。中途歇息时，我拿出了口弦，坐在河边的一块大石上。我将口弦拨响，那种带着点苍凉、带着点忧伤的独特音色，虽然初听可能给人一种深沉、单调之感，但听久了却会沉迷其中，忍不住地去思考人生，关于过去，关于现在，关于未来。
I thought it might be a bit
当
alive.
然，更有关于这趟旅行的思考。
This is one of the
虽
instruments you
然
can carry
2015
with
年
you
的
all
大
the
地
time.
震对尼泊尔造成了非常严重的毁坏，旅行途中时不时都能看到一些断壁残垣，但尼泊尔人民对信仰的那种执着，让他们即使遭受苦难，也能平静地对待。
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. I
There we go.
unmuted you all for a second just so you could
Yeah.
could say something, but there was a little bit of an echo going on. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, you can do a little bit of this, some movements. Really cool. Thank you, Baiwei.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're gonna jump back into our meeting room space. We can all take a little seat. What we just saw. Cool. Seems like we
I
didn't
didn't
lose
want to
anybody.
comment too much.
Go ahead, Baiwei.
The effects. So if you have any questions, can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
So I have
Can you hear me?
I have a question.
Okay.
I would like to understand, every place has its own kind of unique feeling to it. Can you describe kind of what we would expect going to this place and what those feelings were like? If you could describe that, I'd be very interested in hearing that.
Sure. So Nepal has a very difficult history, and especially recently after the great earthquake, it was a poor country, and after the earthquake, they felt it even more. Just being there, you experience.
Uh-oh. And
All
he's
right.
gone.
Well,
I
Baiwei's
could tell
gone.
there was
So,
maybe some connection issues there for sure.
all right. So I'm gonna take Baiwei's seat till he gets back. Everybody.
Okay.
I was the star of Tripping With season 1. It was Tripping with Nick. I was your host, Nick Mitchell. We only released it in China on Xiaomi and on Huawei, but definitely looking at releasing them in the future. And this is the second series is with Baiwei. But yeah, I'd love to just hear from anybody here, or also Chris or Max, any thoughts or questions about the video. It was made by our company, FXG. We did the video filming on our own camera. We edited it, made all the effects, kind of put everything together. And yeah, if
Were
there's
you
anything
there?
anybody
Were
would
you
like to
there on
know
the
more.
trip? Did you go on the trip there, Nick? Were you part of that?
I'm in one episode. I'm
Hi.
like a guest in one of the episodes. Oh man, it's Baiwei in the audience.
Sorry.
Wow.
He's been sitting
Sorry,
there
I
the
don't know
whole
what happened.
time, Nick.
He had stage fright. He's like, I don't like being host. I want to try audience member.
Welcome back, Baiwei.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I can keep going. I don't
Yes,
know
please.
how much did you hear? So difficult history, earthquake, and you just feel it being there, and that's why the name of the episode, um, embracing difficulty. I think that's something that is worth learning from Nepali people. Um, Despite that difficulty they're living in, and everything that happened to them, they are really positive. I think that might be partially because of religious belief, but they're incredibly enthusiastic and friendly.
Hmm. That's really cool that in so many challenges that people are really positive.
And as to the um, yes, as for the amazing culture and all the historic sites, you can experience really thousands of years of culture walking through the streets, and it's incredible the contrast between how poor it is now and and how you can imagine it was a few thousand years ago when it was in its brightest age, and you can only see ruins of all those temples and amazing architecture.
Wow, that's really cool. How are the people? How did everybody treat you? How like what was your experience there?
So we had one local friend in Kathmandu that sort of hosted us a little bit and guided us through some of the historic sites. And in another place, we had two Polish friends that just lived there for for time being. Um, but yeah, just back to your question, Nepali people incredibly enthusiastic and helpful and just beautiful.
That's awesome. Hey, if anybody here has a question, just raise your hand and feel free. You can jump in at any time. Just keep your hand up if there are any other questions. Oh, yeah. Let's start with John.
John?
Let's see here.
Yeah, unmute him.
Yeah.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
John, you're live.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing
Yeah,
good.
That
really
was
good.
very cool.
That's
Had a
awesome.
quick question
Hey, if anybody
from
here has a
for
question,
Nick
just
from the
raise your
technical
hand
side,
and
as we're kind of
feel free.
technical
You can jump in
background.
at any time. Just
What
keep
kind
your
of
hand up
camera
if
did you
there are any
use? I noticed that
other questions.
a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of people
Let's
seem
start
to
with
be
John.
very infatuated. Probably the first
John?
time they ever seen a 360 camera. What type of camera do you use, and what kind of
Let's see here.
hurdles and
Yes,
challenges did you
unmute him.
overcome
Yeah.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
John,
using
you're live.
360 in the
Hey,
production?
how are you guys
doing?
Doing
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
really
it was
good.
very
So we
cool. Had a
used
quick question.
FXG's, our company's own camera. It's called the ET2, and it's what's really great about that camera is we made it specifically to shoot things up close. You probably noticed different scenes where people go right up in front of the camera or the monkeys come up. So that's kind of the benefit of that camera. It looks like a weird cylinder with like a row of eyes on the top, and it gets a lot of confused and weird looks. I don't know about this time on filming of Tripping With. What kind of reactions
Yeah,
did you get from
yeah.
people to the camera?
I was just wondering about watching the video again. Nepal was quite different. I've noticed people are not as bewildered or excited about seeing me filming. Have like the scene in the bus. It was it was a rural bus, full of people coming from the market, going to the city, and they've probably never seen normal 2D camera. That's not speaking of 360 weird. And people
That's
were just,
fascinating.
felt really natural.
Oh,
Oh,
Bobby, we got two questions.
Bobby and Naba up there. Bobby,
Okay.
you want to go first there, Bobby? Let me unmute you, bud. There he is. All right, you're good.
I'm good. Thanks for taking my question. Baiwei, I had a question for you. Um,
Yep.
Did you find any sort of cultural hurdles when you were filming? Any issues that maybe that sort of obstacles of where you could film and it was there pushback and like from the locals saying you can't film this or you can't show this? Did
Mm.
you find anything like that?
In Nepal, particularly, I think maybe one time it was inside a temple, um, but there was footage was not included in this episode. Maybe it was too dark, but yeah, the cultural, I think, religious reasons, I felt it might be not the best idea to film there. But then the person that invited us there, um, he made a sign that yeah, I could bring the camera in and film. That was not a problem. So I did it. So people are generally very welcoming, and that was never a big issue.
Thank you.
I think Nava had a question back there as well. Nava, you're unmuted.
Oh yeah, hello everybody. This is
Hi, it's
great.
good to see
Nava.
you.
Hey, Nava.
You
Hey,
too.
Nava.
I can see the travels were unbelievable. Have you noticed since you've got back how you've been creating with art? Has there been any changes? Have you noticed a little bit of change in your art direction since you've done those travels?
That's a really good question. Um, I'm sort of in travel right now. I got stuck in Tasmania. But yeah, every place, and it's been like a hurricane. It just plays after plays, and every each of them is just so inspiring. So I'm trying to keep up taking as much as possible from every culture and keeping some notes, creating, painting, designing titles like for this episode or for every other one. Just trying to get myself inspired and take um, those valuable things, whether it's visual arts or it's culture, and sort of bring them into my creation.
That's awesome. And I've loved that personally, like watching everything that he's made has been really cool. And one thing I really thought was interesting is he does collaborations with local artists. So as he's traveling around and he'll meet like local traditional artists who are making their things and they'll collaborate to make something together using their traditional stuff combined with Baiwei's ideas and all sorts of stuff mixed together, which is cool to see as an artist, him just like sucking in all of this beauty and then creating completely new original things.
Yeah, for me, it would be amazing to just stay there, like Nepal for months and learn their traditional um, ways, their traditional arts.
Hmm.
But yeah, you see that the time is all limited, so I can only explore a little bit of it. It's always just touching the surface, really.
Would you say a large portion of their economy is based on tourism?
Yes, I think that's
Hmm.
might be even the most important one.
That's a little scary
So
considering
I imagine, yeah,
COVID-19.
I imagine right
Yeah.
now they're having really hard times.
Yeah, I can. That's what I was wondering.
That's
But compared
unfortunate.
to Nepal, there's another episode filmed in Myanmar, um, which Myanmar is actually quite similar to Nepal. Um, but I think it might be even poorer, and they're even more mm, relied on tourism. So they'll be having really terrible times right now.
Mm,
I just can't imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking how cool it would be to have some kind of VR live thing set up in all of these places and that they
Totally.
could still have some revenue. Like if today we could all spend like $1 or
Right.
something and go to one of the scenes from Baiwei's video and see it like live at this moment, how cool that would be if
Yeah. That would be really, that's a great idea. You have a little tip jar or something that you can, give for
Mm.
the
yeah.
experience. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Well, I feel like the entire world was almost like VR was almost ready for COVID-19, but not quite. And it's like if it was just like a little bit further, things would be so much better. But the majority of the world isn't like meeting like this as we are. They're still stuck on Zoom.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Do we have any other questions from the audience for Byway? Okay.
Cool. Well, let's.
Oh, we lost you there for a sec, Nick.
Oh,
There
said
you
yeah.
go.
So
You're
then
back.
let's jump into episode 2.
All right, let's
Yeah,
head on over.
jump to Poland.
To Poland. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Anything else to add to this video, by the way, before it starts?
Um, well, this episode is being um, done by myself in Chinese. That was quite a challenge. I originally
Oh, lost his voice again. There we go.
because I am not professional. I found it quite challenging. And hello, hello.
Yep.
Yeah,
What
you're
about
here.
now?
So you said that this episode is narrated by yourself in Chinese, and that was challenging. Why?
Yes. Oh, well, because I'm not professional voice actor. So I enjoy the challenge, but it meant to be for entire series, but it was happened to be too difficult to manage with all other work that I had to do. So at the end, I decided just to narrate this one.
Cool. Anything
All
special
right.
about this episode?
But
Is there anything special about this
I'm
episode?
back at home, so you probably notice it in the narration. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for me, it's returning home.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
it's
Yeah.
very emotional, and you can probably sense that in narration.
Cool. Yeah. Baiwei is from Krochenko Dynitz in Poland, a really lovely little town in the mountains. And yeah, I'm so excited that today we're all going to be following him there. Hit it, Chris.
All right. Here we go.
Oh. Hey, could we cut off avatars?
Yeah. Let me switch that off right here. Here we go. All right.
And action.
It's very nice.
对我来说，有一种时光叫波兰，那里是我的故乡。而这一次从中国回到波兰，又是一种全新的感受，因为我即将开启人生的新阶段，我要结婚了。非常想念老家的山山水水，所以在婚礼之前，我带着可心在老家附近玩了几天。美丽的景色，美丽的人儿，美丽的生活。我想，人生最快意满足的时候就是此刻了。
这是我的
我的家乡在波兰南部山区，是一个叫 Krochenko na Dunajcem 的小镇。小镇三面环山，
小镇的三面
连绵起伏的山峦在被白云遮挡后
你，呢？
不均洒落的阳光下，显得很有意境。我经常会来这些地方写生，山上大片大片的青青草地，总是让我想躺在上面，舒舒服服地睡一觉。杜纳耶河从塔特尔山脉流淌下来，经过偏硬的山的时候，形成了一条风景优美的河谷，很适合漂流。这里就是我的老家。
找一块石头，
从小就非常喜欢打水漂，
就像这样，
看见有河滩
你要
就忍不住手痒，找一块平一点、高一点的石块，
看我怎么打。
手指夹着，横向用力扔出去，就能在水上漂出很远，带起的涟漪也非常好看。
就这样，
数清楚它一共漂了多少次了吗？波兰最出名的塔特拉山在我老家的西面一面。由于波兰大部分国土都是低地，所以塔特拉山备受宠爱。这里的高山峡谷、湖泊、溪流，吸引了很多波兰人以及国外游客前来一览。在波兰境内的塔特拉国家公园，有270公里以上的徒步登山路线，难度各不相同，能适应不同需求的游客。 我和可心沿着一条路线攀登，站在山羊峰 Cordillera 的山顶，他望着远处的峰峦叠嶂，洁白的积雪，湛蓝的湖泊，一股纯净感填满心房。这就是我喜欢登山运动的原因。在波兰山区，放羊是一种传统，像这样的人现在比较少。波兰山区还有着一些牧羊人，除了能看到放牧的羊群和牧羊犬外，还有卖羊奶奶酪的小木屋。爬山的人可以来这里歇歇脚，买一点羊奶特产，全国最有名的斯贝克，新鲜湿润的bunz，或者清爽的人体草。补充体力后，再欣赏一番眼前休闲的牧羊景象，疲劳很容易就散去了。走着走着，你还会发现一些不起眼的溶洞。山过岩石静下来的水，从溶洞顶上滴落，滴滴答答的声音回响在溶洞里，组成一曲非常轻柔的旋律。离开塔特拉山脉后，往东走到别什扎的山，有一个非常美丽的湖泊，叫做索利纳。坐在船上，周身是深蓝色的湖水，远处的山峦绿意深沉，清风徐来，开阔的水面泛起涟漪，别有一番宁静之感。或许是回到了故乡的缘故，我觉得这次旅行格外的放松，但也有一丝紧张与激动，那是源于对即将开启的新生活的期待。很幸运，我的婚姻是因为爱情。
That was awesome. Nice.
Ooh.
I'll unmute everybody here.
So very sweet.
Beautiful.
Well, there's an entire wedding ceremony in VR, but we didn't make an episode of it.
Put the best part in.
I think
Just imagine to be able to take part in your wedding when you're like old, or show it to your
yeah.
grandkids.
Yeah.
We lose Nick?
We might have lost Nick. So
Yeah.
by the way,
Sebastian.
I had no idea about Poland, what it looked like really from the, you know, I've seen cities, you know, I'm more familiar with the cities. I wasn't as familiar with the outdoors. That was absolutely beautiful, incredible.
Yep, I'm lucky enough to be from the southern part of Poland, mountainous region, and that's what it was like in there. All around my hometown, 3 different mountain ranges, and then a little bit to the southwest, there's this Poland's highest Tatra Mountains, which you saw later in the episode. And that was that peak was quite challenging actually to get on top of. Yeah, just carrying. But I got used to it, you know, carry camera all the time with me everywhere. Yeah, so I just brought it to the top.
Yeah, wow. So does anybody here in the audience have any questions from the last video? No questions? How long ago was that shot, by the way? Was that this year?
No, that was I think that was 2 years ago. Yeah, because the
Okay.
wedding was almost 2 years ago. By that time, I was still mostly in China, but then we went back for summer. So the summer was filmed in Poland, and the wedding was in the autumn. And after that, we started traveling. We went to Nepal and other places.
I like what you were saying about how, you know, being able to capture these things, the wedding, these experiences, and now your kids can come. If you have kids, they can come to your wedding. Family members born after the fact can now come and experience that. And I think that's going to even hold more true as we develop photogrammetry, right? Where we can literally step in and walk around those scenes. I'm just so excited for where all of that's going. Nava, did you have a question? Let me get you. There you go. You are unmuted.
Oh, sorry, I was already starting to talk. So with your capabilities of film, was it stressful having to film with such an amazing camera, of course, but what was it like filming yourself in your own, like having your wedding video set up, filming it from the perspective? It must have been useful having a 360 camera. Can you tell me a little bit about the features of that helped you through?
Yeah. Well, mostly. Oh, hello, Nick. He's back. I was quite busy with all the arrangements and also stressed myself. And so most of the filming was done by Nick. He took care of where to put the camera, how to film it, so I didn't have to think about that too much. Maybe you can share your side of this experience, Nick.
Yeah. Did anybody see me in that video?
I don't recall that I saw you.
Okay, when he was coming out of the church, all the parts of the wedding I was there. The non-wedding parts he filmed on his own. But when he's coming out of the church, I guess I was behind you, wearing a really nice suit. I'm disappointed nobody saw me in a nice suit.
Let's go back.
Yeah, we gotta watch that.
If you were in a toga, we would have saw you, man. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't have my toga on. And hey, welcome, Daniel. But
That's one of
yeah,
the tough things for me watching 360 videos. I'm like, I find myself paying attention to things I normally wouldn't pay attention to, you know, like all these little details. And sometimes people fade out in the background for me.
Yeah. Well, no, that's something that I love about 360 video is that now you guys could go back to that video and then you could watch and you could, for the whole wedding part, like you focused on the main story, which is of Baiwei at that wedding. There was like a separate story of me at that wedding, just like of filming and of being in all these parts. So I think that's so cool that then there's another watch for that and then another watch for somebody else or from some other story thread that is all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
But also a bit more about Nava's question of the challenges of that. It's really challenging, I feel, especially when you're at an event like somebody's wedding that is such a personable and special time. And to get good VR footage, I needed to be like right there. With a non-VR camera, you can be like hiding in the bushes with a telephoto lens and you'll capture everything. But if I want a good VR shot where you're right in the action, I gotta put my camera like right there in the action. And so I always struggle with how much of a good shot do I want to get and how much do I want to maybe bother the actual proceedings. Though I think for Baiwei's wedding, because I really, really wanted to get something good and I knew how important it was to him also to have this in VR and to have this saved. So yeah, I got in the way all the time. Even like when we were in the church and like he did his vows and I was like sneaking around like by the priest with like the camera, like trying to not like be sacrilegious, but also trying to get like Baiwei in his glory. I know. Does that answer your
Yeah, that's
question, Nava?
yeah, that's like the biggest dilemma, I think, is how to get the good footage, but not to interfere with people too much, not to bother them.
Yeah. Nava?
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought I was still on mute. No, yeah, I was wondering. The challenges, yes, and then also features that maybe if somebody didn't want to be bothered, if there were, just what it's like to film on
Yeah.
the camera.
So it's if some people. Oh, do you want to move forward a little bit, Baiwei? You're sliding into your chair. There we go. Okay. But yeah.
It's so
So
so comfy.
so sometimes people don't want to be filmed, or sometimes people are weirded out or creeped out by it. And it's a big challenge. I have a relation who has a child who's adopted from a bad situation, and doesn't want any footage of their child to be online for safety reasons. And so if I'm filming in VR at a family event or something, it's pretty easy for other people that okay, when you film, just make sure your camera's not pointed at this kid. But for me, it's then like, what do we do? Like, okay, we're about to film, like go hide in the other room, or which is a totally new challenge with VR. You just so you have to kind of accept it. And when a situation like that is really understandable, and when it's about safety, then you just lose a lot of your ability to create footage. But also something we've been actually exploring, because there was some footage I had of holidays and different things that I really like, but again, for safety reasons, we can't have him in it. And so how can we edit him out of it? Like either just completely mask him, or what I was considering actually is making him a cartoon character. So animating like over top, so it's like a Christmas elf instead of him, so that we can still use that footage, but
Oh, that's
we
smart.
can protect people's privacy when they want to.
Just draw like a mustache and a disguise on his face.
Glasses with the big nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's really challenging, if you film in public places and the people all around, and you cannot just ask them if it's okay with them to film.
It's really
give
hard.
them something
It's
to sign.
interesting. One thing with that is I've felt the challenge is like in China, nobody ever cares or ever minds. But when I'm in Canada or America, it's like a different story. Like even if you're doing video on your phone or something, like if I'm filming something and then there's somebody else in the background, I'll have like a grumpy Canadian like, "Can you turn that effing thing off?" Like, and that's like totally normal. But I've never had that experienced in China. Like, people come up and they'll like stare at it or they'll look at it, but it's just, I guess, a different acceptance and like, yeah, just a whole different way of looking at something like that.
Yeah. Do you find that you have to take a lot of takes, or do you just go for the one shoot and pretty much move on from there? Or do you have to do it again and again and again to get those shots, because you have to be concerned about the entire environment around you?
Yeah, well, for me with that, I think it really depends on what you're trying to film. And that's why like we've kind of been focusing on this series, Tripping With, because with something like travel, it really lends to the entire scene.
Get
Like
it
if in the
raw.
background,
Yeah.
you want it to be raw, you want to experience what it's like there's some like kid crying in the background or something. It's not going to ruin your story. It's just part of what this travel
Part of it.
experience was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, Baiwei. For Tripping With, did you reshoot many scenes?
No, not many. sometimes maybe it's when you have that stunning landscape and sunrise or sunset and you want it to be empty, then yeah, I would wait for people to walk away, disappear from the view, and then start filming.
Yeah.
But beside that, yeah, I want to keep it natural.
Yeah.
So that I can edit people out. Like if I want to have a scene without people in it. So if I film something here and then I wait 5 minutes and maybe there's still people but they've moved over and then film again, I can take the part of the video where there wasn't someone in this place and then mask it over so I can create like an empty scene.
Right. Cool.
Though actually sometimes I do also I guess with VR you would want to film more times than VR because the big challenge is seeing your footage. Like the final thing that we all just watched was after we'd gone through like video stitching and editing and color grading and like so many steps to actually see the final product because it's like 8 separate video feeds being filmed at once, whereas normally on a video production the director's he knows right away, watch it over, okay, we got that shot, move on. But a lot of times we don't know. So we film extra ones for safety.
So, Baiwei, what's your next challenge? What's next on your agenda for your art?
Well, now that I'm stuck in Tasmania and I cannot film too much because I stay in one place. I'm doing a lot of art, a lot of painting, and playing with augmentation of it. So I'm gonna bring some traditional art with AR and probably with VR footage together. Like another fusion. That's what I love. That's what my art is about recently, fusing different things together.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, since he's kind of stopped being able to travel to new places to create or to find new scenes to film, he's been creating a lot more. So he's been doing a bunch more stuff in Tilt Brush and like, because he can't go to physical
Yeah,
places, so he's creating virtual places.
yeah. So I also it was quite a good thing to stop. Um, I also write a diary. It's day 33 now of staying in one place. Our camper van is parked outside. Yeah, and I'm just painting almost every day, and that was also a good time to focus on finishing Tripping with series, designing all the titles and supervise putting it together, translations, etc., etc.
Very cool.
So I got a question. I got a question for you, Nick. So how many episodes are going to be in this new season of Tripping?
10 episodes, yeah, by the way.
9 episodes
10?
in season
9
2 and
episodes.
9
9.
episodes in season 3.
Great.
Yeah, and actually on that, just to finally say, Tripping with Nick, this has been Tripping with Baiwei. Sorry about that. Tripping with Baiwei season 2. This has been the world premiere. Really so happy that everybody was able to join us today. It's yeah, for people here who are not in China, if you really enjoyed it, and if that's something that you think we should bring outside of China, let me know, let us know. You can contact us with any questions about filming or tripping with, or just want to make a friend. Info@fxg.space. That's our email. All of the in here, you can find us on Twitter. We're always around. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff. Engage. This is the master of Engage. Everybody should keep checking it out. See anything else you want to promote or you want to add before we sign off?
Just look forward to seeing you around in the Engage platform. This has been a ton of fun, and thanks for just using the platform and making it something special. I really
Mhm.
appreciate that, Nick. Thank you.
And
Thank
you
you,
so much,
Baiwei,
Chris.
for coming on.
Yeah, it was
Really
great.
enjoyed the videos.
Thank you everyone
It
for
was
coming.
great.
It was really
And I wanted
pleasure.
to do a quick shout out to
Mm.
Vivian and VR Espawn with the
Oh,
Hive
yes.
for producing this show. Thank you, Vivian.
Bravo.
Yes, they did an amazing
Hey,
job,
Vivian.
and thank you to all our guests.
Awesome.
And for all of you,
Really loved it.
woo!
And
And for
yeah,
all of you
so I
VR
guess
evangelists,
Thank
let's
you.
keep spreading the gospel
sign off on that.
of VR.
We'll play a little video one last time. This has been really cool to have you all here. Join us. Yeah.
That's my favorite special effect so far.
Oh, and that was a
Really
beautiful
well
skip.
stuff.
That was a long, long skip. Cool. One last thing I want to say, we make these videos kind of on an island, being based in China, Baiwei all over the world. And in VR, when we're watching them, we're kind of all, it's a solo thing. But today, with all of you, with the help of Chris, with the help of Engage, we were able to share that. So thank you all so much for sharing that with us. That was a really special experience. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank
Thanks,
you, everybody.
guys.
Thank you.